Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Ko rori ki atu e rongorawa, e mangarongo ki te mātua te whenua, e whakaroa pai ki ngā tangata katoa, ki hei Māori uru. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. A great pleasure to introduce my colleague and friend from the Salvation Army, Hana Seddon. Hana has been a leader in the Salvation Army. I was just about to say our church, it's not my church, but it's a pity, says Hannah. She's been a leader in the Māori ministries in the Salvation Army and is recognised nationally as someone of great importance and a good resource for all involved. She's put together a presentation, Ka hea te kōmako e koha, where the bellbird sing. Hannah was the only person that we approached in the Salvation Army that was prepared to do a presentation, and for that she has tremendous ups as far as I'm concerned. Okay, where you go, Hannah. Thank you.
Te kōmako e koha, ki mai, ki ahau. Whakarongo ki te tangi a te manu. Tui, 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 tui a tui a ki runga, tui a ki raro, heri te ki te kopara e konei I te ata. Ka rere runga rawa ki te rangi e manu e ko e kōmako ki te ao. Huti a te rito, huti a te rito te harakeke. Aha ko he mihi poto, me mihi katika atu ki te atua nana nei ngā mea katoa, ngā manu katoa. Ki ngā mate kua wehe atu ki ōna ringa moi mai rā. Ki te mana whenua o tēnei rohe, he mihi aroha ki a koutou katoa. Ki a tātou kua hui hui mai nei, tēnā tātou katoa. Ko ai tēnei manu e tuake nei, ko Hana Seddon tōku ingoa he uri no Ngāpuhi, no te raroa. Creating spaces for waiata Māori is an important component of wairuatanga, or spirituality, and it's been a labour of love for me for many, many years. When I first joined the Salvation Army on a social work placement back in 2005, I was offered the opportunity to join a music team and to learn to sing. And as I hope you saw in our opening waiata, the beginning of that journey was terrifying and intimidating, and I lacked confidence, and my heart raced, my voice broke, and I was overwhelmed with anxiety. But over time, with the right support and with the right encouragement, I found my own voice, and I developed the confidence to be able to use it. And this afternoon I wanted to carry here with me some of the other voices, or the words at least, of a number of beautiful people connected to Te Ope Whakaora, the Salvation Army, many of whom who are just beginning their journey of recovery, and some who have been on this path for some time, like myself, people for whom waiata has been a central part of their wairuatanga, their cultural journey. So earlier this year in Tāmaki Makaurau up in Auckland, a group of people gathered to sing. They gathered to sing waiata Māori for a certain event, and there were a number of Salvation Army staff and some people from Recovery Church. Some were supported by our social services, a few officers, ministers, a real range of people. And our waiata contributions for the event went really, really well, gratefully. And everybody was just buzzing afterwards. You can see the smiles on their faces. And after that, they decided they really wanted to meet regularly. They wanted to start to meet regularly as a waiata group. And to open up this opportunity, they didn't want to hold it to themselves, they wanted to share it with others. And since then, since earlier this year in April, the Rōpū has been gathering together as a whānau regularly. The group's been able to perform together for a number of other special events as well, including the recent Congress gathering here in Wellington, hundreds of Salvationists, and they stood up and they were able to tautoko that event. They've also recently been at the launch of the Kmart Wishing Tree Appeal at Sylvia Park, and also at Ihumātao, where we've been able to add to the singing of many, many waiata on the whenua there. So what happens in these wairua spaces, and how does waiata affect these people I'm representing to you today? What difference does singing actually make? It's nice, it's pretty, but what difference does it actually make to people's mental health, spiritual health, emotional and relational health? They've allowed me to share their whakaaro and their thoughts so that you can hear the importance that they place on these taonga. They also offer their voices to challenge you to do what you can, those of you who can establish more of these types of wairua spaces and places to gather and sing. So wherever you have power or influence, wherever you can offer support, resources, building of bridges, wherever you can join in or even help to find the right people to lead these initiatives, they would ask that you act. They have asked that you act so that many more can find the healing and the recovery that these guys are experiencing. Firstly, one of the most common themes that came through our kōrero can be described as connection, and we've heard that a lot during these presentations today. One person said that after the first waiata group that he came to, he felt a big connection to his spirituality, that even as a Pākehā, singing waiata Māori really, really helped him. He said the creativity expressed through music was like group therapy, and that it helped him to connect to other people as well. He said that he learnt that the opposite of addiction is, thank you, connection, and that singing, of all things, was one way that he could achieve the connection that he needed. Another common experience was moving beyond whakamā, head down, singing very quietly as I did at the beginning of my song, to slowly build confidence, to freely engage and enjoy waiata. One person who's only been with our group for about 2 weeks, he spoke of how singing helped him to break the shyness that he'd carried for decades, that he'd carried for such a long time. He said, I used to be in the back row, lip-syncing like Milli Vanilli. Now I'm at the front. And if it wasn't for being part of this waiata group, I'd still be in my room, just watching TV and doing nothing. Another kai waiata, another singer, said that their confidence had gone from 0 to 100 just from finding their own voice. Before, I did not want to be the one to step forward. I was timid and shy, and I would sing quietly, look around nervously, but that has changed now. Now, and I'm a witness, I sing at the top of my lungs. My confidence has grown, and I'm involved with everything. Now that my walls are down, I'm becoming more confident. Today, I got up on the stage at Recovery Church, and I spoke. I would not have done that in the past. I was always holding back, hiding away, but now I've applied this confidence that I've found to everything I do, and I'm getting more vocal. One participant said that they loved hearing positive feedback from a member of the public. They said after a performance, they said to me that we've actually changed the Salvation Army, we've modernised the Salvation Army by bringing in Te Reo Māori, and I feel really proud that just singing waiata in Te Reo Māori and knowing that it's actually affected other people. I feel pride. Many expressed their gratitude that through learning waiata Māori, they were feeling more connected to their Māori culture. And that's not unexpected. Many had grown up disconnected from te ao Māori, like myself, or had become disconnected through their own journey. So the use of te reo and waiata was really, really important to many participants. It helped them, these positive experiences, it helped to affirm their cultural identity and feel proud of who they are as Māori. I feel proud to be Māori. That they described their chest filling up with warmth when they realised that being Māori is not something to be ashamed of. Non-Māori also felt included and more connected to Aotearoa and the history of this country just by learning waiata. Many of the participants acknowledged that waiata was a peaceful activity that helped them in bringing their barriers down, their walls down, like it was a leveller, an equaliser, and it required everybody, whether you were staff or clients, all the whānau had to be vulnerable and were on a level ground. It was described by one guy as the stretch zone that led to growth and self-discovery. Stretch zone, I love it. Many found it a helpful way of expressing their emotions. One guy in particular doesn't say much, but when we sing, he's up, because that's his way of being able to express himself. He actually said when he was a kid, he used to cry whenever he got up to do waiata and kapahaka, because he just felt so connected to it. And that learning to sing was helping him to learn how to speak. Another important aspect was the relationships that grew, like in this photo, when people gathered to sing. These people all stay in touch with each other, and the group is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The importance of leadership was also pointed out, leading by example. So this is not just a group for the participants in our programs, for whānau, for clients, but that actually when they saw members of the staff, ministers, officers, coming and taking part, they felt like, oh, you see us as people, not just as, just clients of the program that happen to be here at the moment. So the relationships were also an opportunity for people to emerge as role models, tuakana teina, over time. And they recognised that by lending their voice, that one that said he was 0 to 100, by lending my voice, as I grow in confidence, I see other people being inspired, particularly these newer members of the group. So when the right conditions and the right environments are created, and when people are gathered to sing waiata Māori, we start to see change. We are seeing this in so many different places around the country in Te Ope Whakaora. So my question to you on their behalf is, what is in your power to do this, to see more of this happen where you are? Or, like the song says, if we are to pluck out, hutea te rito o te harakeke, if we pluck out the heart of the flax bush, if we remove these natural wairua spaces, or if we refuse to create them, or if we refuse to join in, then where will the kōmako, the bellbird, the people that we say are most important, where will they sing? Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
Another waiata? Well, that was wonderful. Thank you very much, Hana and colleagues, for the presentation. Any questions at the back?
Thank you. Hi, I'm Katrina. I'm a postgraduate student studying public health medicine. It was beautiful. I loved the way you used the song to tell a story of your own journey. I unfortunately don't live locally. Are these wairoa spaces opening up in Salvation Armies throughout the country?
Well, actually, funny you should ask that question. Can you come here for a second, please, Ken? Yeah. So it's very hard to kind of to do this unless you have people who can help you to grow in confidence. As you saw them come and stand next to me, my role is with that guy over there, these two guys here, yep. Ian and Ian. Mm-hmm. Up in Northern, I'm up in Tamaki Makaurau. But Ken has just started here in Wellington. He's helping to tow talk all the Wellington crew down here, which is really fantastic. And also down in Southern, we have somebody who's working down there, Christine Domain. And we're also really blessed to have Anihira Carroll in the Midland Division as well. So yes is the answer to your question, and I just wanted you to see this face. Where do you live? Where do you live, by the way?
Palmerston North.
Oh, that's in the same area there. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So. Only if you join in.
Tēnā koe, Hana. Ko Fiona Mackenzie tōku ingoa. I'm a social worker in a child and adolescent mental health service, but also a mental health service user. And I really enjoyed your presentation, and it reminded me about one of my personal experiences during one of the worst experiences in my life and worst experiences of our mental health services, and of the person who made a difference. It was in a crisis respite service, and the support worker overnight somehow asked the right questions to find out that I knew some waiata and encouraged me to sing them, and that was one of the things that got me through that time. I've just been thinking of you as you've been talking about my team and how we've introduced waiata at the beginning of our day, and what a difference that's made for me, and I hope for other people in the team, in terms of just kind of settling our spirits and getting into a different space. And I'm wondering what we can do to, whether there's anything we can do. You've kind of set us a challenge around how we can build on this. And I'm working in a mainstream mental health service. I wonder if you have any examples of where that, where waiata has been used for service users we might be able to learn from. Yeah,
usually, well, from what I understand, I mean, it's usually where there are people who can sing, that's helpful, because then they just will naturally pick up the guitar and begin to sing, and people will join that. So when you almost need to make it part of your interview, can you sing this song in tune? Or can you play? Yeah, so I think what naturally happens is when you start to be around musical people, wairuatanga people who just find it natural to pick up a guitar and play or to join in with, then you start to see it just happening impromptu, so it doesn't become so much a schedule thing, it just becomes natural. And to find those kinds of people is our task, to add them to our whānau, because when we don't have them, our whānau is not complete. So there are lots of examples around the country, stories I've heard. My sister's a psychologist and she works for Massey now, but particularly Māori mental health providers, that's just normal. So I would say to you, if you're not finding the people locally easy access, look to your brothers and sisters in Māori mental health services and ask for their guidance. If you have kaumātua kuia, go to them. If you have any links, start with the first link you have and then start working your way out. In terms of spirituality, ask your higher power. I certainly asked, and look.
Thank you. Hana, we can't let you leave the stage without another waiata. What do you think? Yeah, okay. Over to you.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to need... Anybody who knows this song? Ian Hudson's the chair of the Māori Ministry Council, so he has to at least stand with us. Yeah, Ian Gainsford, you know it too, so you can't heckle. Come and join us. This song here, the rangi, in terms of if you're on a budget, borrow someone else's tune. So this is borrowed from Prisoner. But it's also a scripture which talks about the importance of kotahitanga, of working together, pursue the unity of our wairua through the bonds of peace. And in Māori, it's okay to lip sync and just do the two-step if you don't know the words. O te wairua he mea pai he rena te rangi Māori me whai kia mau te kotahi tanga o te wairua he mea pai he rena kotahi te ari mea mo te kotahi, tanga o te wairua e. He mea pai he, lena ke rangi mari e.
Hana, here's a small gift from us to you, to Abeti Yen. Thank you very much. Well, the people in the other workshops have certainly missed out on a tremendous activity.